Joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. And we'll be getting the inside story tonight. Shams Charania is joining us at the broadcast table. Shams, it is so great to have you by our side.
Kevin, thank you so much. It's great to be here. I always love to follow the game, talk about the game. It should be a lot of fun tonight.
You'll give great insight. We can't wait to get going. Let's take a look at the numbers for Miles Bridges.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
And a look at the starters for the Hornets. Out on the wings for him, Miller and Bridges. Durant is out there with Nurkic, and it's Ball in at the point. And for Milwaukee, Antetokounmpo and Portis man the post positions. Jackson is out there with Damian Lillard, and it's Prince in at the 3 slot. You know, Shams, back in 2023, Giannis Antetokounmpo agreed to a 3-year extension to stay in Milwaukee. It keeps him with the Bucks until, what, 2027, I think.
Exactly, and it provides the Bucks with stability moving forward. And there was talk, if Giannis Antetokounmpo tests free agency in the summer of 2025, what does that hold for their future? But he commits. He made a strong statement in committing. But at the end of the day, Kevin, getting to the finals and winning another championship is the goal.
And they thought, Shams, that Dame was going to be maybe that thing that triggered that, but it certainly didn't play out that way.
Jrue Holiday gets traded, and they clearly missed him. But with Damian Lillard and Giannis, you know you have a chance to at least compete for a championship.
And the Bucks with possession here, following the 3 by Charlotte. Lillard misses. Looking at the last game for Milwaukee, it was a loss to Indiana. Ball against Lillard for 3. Bridges. Damian Lillard pulls it in. Prince looking around. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
First personal foul. You know, Taurean Prince is not the guy you want to send to the foul line.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And really, guys, his percentage from the line at 70 isn't quite up to snuff.
Guys, he's slightly fallen off his pace from a year ago at the line, and those points from the stripe have been a little harder to come by.
He's off on the first.
Well, I like the fact that Prince does a good job picking his spots. He's not a guy that forces things. Kind of lets the game come to him naturally.
And he's good on the second.
You know, one of the things that makes Taurean Prince a real asset is that he embraces his role. It could be points, maybe it's boards. Whatever you want him to do, he pretty much can do it.
Now, here's Ball. Coming off a stellar performance against Detroit. And Nurkic, the bucket on the assist by Ball. Hey, Shams, we know you've reported on so many big trades that did happen. Were there ever a few that were close to happening but may have fallen apart at the 11th hour?
I always wait until things are 100% confirmed, but listen, there's always a trade or two that's viewed as done but just does not happen, whether it's sours, whether something falls apart. There's always one deal or two that falls apart at the trade deadline or in the offseason. But I try to wait as best I can and make sure that when I report, it is confirmed.
The Hornets shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
Looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
Free throw drops for KD.
I don't think you could design a better scorer than Durant. I mean, range from deep, the touch at the rim, excellent handles, 7 feet tall. He does everything you want from your first option.
And both free throws good for Durant.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Great numbers on a nightly basis as he averages over 24 points a game. Giannis is double. 5 on the clock. Here's Portis. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Last time they met was in Charlotte.
And they lost a close one last time they saw each other. And you have to think that it was the foul trouble that really kept them from getting the win.
When you are in foul trouble, it makes you less aggressive defensively. And when that's the case, it's hard to offer the kind of resistance that you need to. That was in the back of the mind, the foul trouble they were in.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
The wide open look for Durant. Damian Lillard grabs the loose ball. And so Lillard will bring it up for the Bucks. Trailing by 2. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Well, I felt like they were never on the same page defensively in that one. Gave up way too many easy shots.
And, you know, that's all about effort, and I'm sure their coach let them have it for the lack thereof.
On the wing, Giannis. And there's the call on Durant. That's foul number 2 for him.
Already his second foul. He's in danger of getting into serious foul trouble early in this game.
Walker's checked in for the Hornets. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Lillard surveying the D. Kicks it out to Giannis. 6 on the shot clock. Prince setting a pick for Giannis. Milwaukee needs to get off a shot here. With the clock winding down. And Antetokounmpo with the jam.
Boy, extra effort by Giannis, the multi-time MVP. He's just built a little differently.
And timeout is called by Charles Lee. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about.
A chance to check out the numbers for Miller. Some nice work from him over the last 10 games. Averaging about 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded. And the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
And the influx of international players continues to just fill these rosters in the NBA. And Shams, it has truly become a global league.
It's truly a beautiful thing, right, Kevin? We want sports to bring people together, to really galvanize communities, no matter your ethnicity, no matter your gender, anything. And now I really feel we're breaking down a lot of barriers in the world.
And think, 3 of the top, 5, 6 players, we got Doncic. You know, we've got Porzingis, of course, who was such a nice player, but Antetokounmpo and Jokic. I mean, the names go on of key contributors to winning teams.
You have to make a case that the world team against the U.S. team, if they were ever stacked against each other, that would be a heck of a game.
You and I would pay for the ticket, wouldn't we? I would pay to watch that.
I'm willing and able to pay immediately, Kevin. Sign me up. When are we going?
I hope soon. Now Bridges after the missed three from Damian Lillard. Ball against Lillard. Ball no good. Milwaukee is gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Pass to Portis. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
Hard not to love the energy Portis plays with. He's not letting inside contact stop him or derail him at all.
Now here's Ball. Still yet to score. Nurkic. Floats it up for Giannis. Hammers the alley-oop through.
How about the springs of this guy, Antetokounmpo, also known as the Greek Freak? I mean, he just gets up off the ground like a rocket on these alley-oop chances.
Here's Walker. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. And stolen by Portis. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Giannis Antetokounmpo is not one to puff out his chest and chase accolades. He said, I put the work in. That's how I get my confidence. I don't follow the media or my stats. What I know is that I put the work in, and I try to be the best version of myself. And that focus has served him well. Kevin?
It has. You know, his dedication, David, unquestioned. And we appreciate your report. And so it's Charles Lee calling timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Milwaukee making a switch here. Kuzma's checked in. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Charlotte. 4th in the conference, an excellent season so far for them, though they'd like to jump into the top tier, maybe the top 3. And, of course, the Bucks, 5.5 games behind.
And, you know, for the Hornets, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
You know, I thought maybe they'd have it in them to actually join those leaders this season. But you're right, it's still nice work considering where they are.
Now, here is Miller. He's got 8. Walker's shot is off. On offense here, the Bucks. They're on an 11-3 run. Well, we can all agree nothing better than the atmosphere of an NBA game. So, Shams, I know it's hard to pick one. But is there a best crowd, a best atmosphere in the NBA that you've come across that you really appreciate?
The Warriors fans, I feel, even at their peak, they bring a different level of aura, of enthusiasm. Kevin, you've been to more arenas than I have in more celebrated times as well at different points. What's your favorite, what's your best NBA arena atmosphere?
When that New York crowd is popping, that arena is second to none, man. It is sizzling. Like you, I love knowledgeable fans, right? They know the calls, they know the officials, they know the strategies, they know what a player can and cannot do. That, to me, is the best part about going in some of these arenas and feeling that the players have made it to a point where the fans know exactly what they can and cannot do. Knowledgeable fans.
I'll take your word for it, but that just means I have to get out to a Knicks game ASAP.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Green, he's checked in for Portis. Kevin Porter comes in for Jackson. And Rollins subbed in for Damian Lillard. And then for Charlotte, Diabate's checked in, and Cam Whitmore's subbed in for Bridges.
You can just see the promise Ball has. It's oozing out of him. Already a triple-double threat, and he rebounds it so well at his position. Man, the future's really bright for this young man.
Here's Rollins. Outside Porter. Here's Antetokounmpo. Diabate grabs the board. Charlotte trailing. Miller surveying the floor. Walker in the post, guarded by Kuzma. Shots good by Walker.
And Walker with the size and strength to straight up move you out of his way.
Giannis outside. And they double up Giannis. Stolen by Walker. Ball against Rollins.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk.
Guys, I tell you, there are assists, and then there are delicious dimes. This was the last.
And Charms, I've always wondered, watching you, reading you, when did you first fall in love with the NBA? And when did you decide to cover it?
Really, when I was around 10, 11 years old, I grew up in Chicago right as the Bulls dynasty was starting. I wasn't quite old enough, but I was old enough to see some of those scrappy Bulls teams in the mid-2000s. And basketball was always a part of the national discourse, but also part of my life playing it, and then now being someone that's able to inform the audience and the public.
You know what? I'm looking up and down this table. I think we all feel the exact same way. Five to shoot. They set the pick. Here's Whitmore. Here's Diabate. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off. And the second free throw, good. Bucks trail by 3. Kuzma outside. Giannis' screen on Walker. The shot's good from Kuzma. Kuzma's got the game tied up here for Milwaukee.
A reliable stretch four. In this day and age, Kuzma is very valuable because of his three-point shooting.
Stolen away. Here's Rollins. Drops in the breakaway layup. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Bucks.
Well, you know, they've been aggressive on the defensive end, and it's paying off for them. Quite a few takeaways for them in the early going.
And another thing they've done so well is convert fast break opportunities. Great job trusting their guys and getting those easy ones.
Milwaukee has gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. And the league continuing, Johns, to tweak the rules around replay review. But would you set a time limit to maybe tweak it a little bit?
Have to, right? Especially some of these games and the way they're ending. It's something to try. If you can't find a cause to really overturn in a minute or two, let's keep this game moving. I think we all love a free-flowing game.
I agree. It's good.
It's really easy to understand why this team thinks so highly of Antetokounmpo. First in his approach.
Here's Shed. Nothing on the board. Pass to Diabate. Here's Walker. Things really clicking for him at the offensive end.
They're making good decisions, not wasting these opportunities.
Green kicks to Antetokounmpo. Back to Green. And the three off target.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
In the corner, it's Whitmore. Lays it up off the glass.
And Whitmore, a beast inside because of his power and ability to elevate.
Milwaukee in the lead. Outside, Green. Porter looking it over. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Miller. Porter, no luck. The Hornets shooting 47% here so far. Pass to Whitmore. Sinks the three-pointer. Whitmore's got 5.
And this is crucial to Whitmore's development, wanting to continue to improve as a scorer.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. There's Green with the 3. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
How about dueling from long range, just going at each other?
Looks to me like there could be something personal taking place here.
Whitmore with it over Green, and Charlotte again with the bucket.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure these guys can keep this up.
High-octane action for sure. Crowd-pleasing already.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Milwaukee. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. When you consider how the Bucks are doing, what do you guys think?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, you know, the defense, guys, is just disruptive, active, and energetic, and you can't afford to be loose with the ball against these guys.
And so it's Ball who brings the ball up for the Hornets. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. And that will be the first game of 5 straight at home. Damian Lillard out there with Jackson. Then it's Taurean Prince. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. And it's Portis in at the center filling out the middle. So that's who Milwaukee starts the second with. Here's Lillard following the 3 by Charlotte. Hey, Shams, I know you're connected throughout the NBA into a lot of front offices, but have you ever thought about maybe shifting gears a little bit and working for a team?
There is always intrigue into something like that, Kevin, but I've seen how tough the environment can be, and honestly, it is really much more fun to be talking to you on this side of the media world and the media equation of the NBA. But listen, there's always intrigue with the front office.
And a lot of opportunities. I know you're looked at, but thank you for your honesty in that one. Bridges, he's checked in for the Hornets. Hornets leading by 3. Pass to Whitmore. And the Hornets miss again. The Bucks shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%.
Lillard's passing game, a thing of beauty. Got that ball to a guy who had a quality look and got it to him on time.
Now here's Ball. Here's the teardrop. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for Milwaukee. On Tuesday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Miami Heat. And then on Saturday, they'll take on Chris Middleton and the Washington Wizards.
And for their matchup with Detroit, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
And there's Lillard. That's good on the assist by Kuzma. Lillard's got 9.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today. Durant inside. He's against Kuzma. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Charlotte. Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
One other thing they've done really well, moving the ball around. They've done a nice job not settling for that initial option and making that extra pass.
The Bucks trail. Outside Jackson. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So one free throw coming up.
Kuzma not only has great skill, but his balance is so good. Even when he gets bumped around, he still finds a way to score.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, hopefully it's not from lack of effort on his part. But his free throw shooting, compared to what he did last year, has been terrible.
Free throw good, Kuzma. And things can get so intense when NBA rumors start flying, Shams. You know that. The teams are just kind of holding on sometimes for dear life. What is it like when you break a major NBA story like you've done numerous times?
It's like when your heart skips a beat, Kevin. It's like when you feel like you are in such a rush and there's a surge of excitement that hits every particle of your body. Every profession obviously has a big payoff, but everything happens so fast. But when it happens, it makes all the hard work worth it, but it certainly brings a great feeling, and I definitely get goosebumps to this day.
You get goosebumps, but the hard work you put in to get that story, I know what you guys go through. It is amazing the hours you spend on it.
365, 24/7.
Wow. Bucks have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Lillard, the pass to Portis. Inside, stolen by Durant. Here's Whitmore. And Whitmore throws it down.
Oh, really strong outing from Whitmore. You see the potential for greatness.
And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. He wants to talk to his guys. So you look at Cam Whitmore, his contribution.
Well, you know, he's destroying them right now, guys. This defense has to make an adjustment to try and cool him off.
Now to see the numbers for Damian Lillard. Averaging 25 points per, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Kuzma with it, guarded now by Durant. Kuzma left side, clock at 4. Jackson finds Prince. Off target from three-point range. And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for the Charlotte Hornets. They lead by 4. Screen by Nurkic. Ball no good. Milwaukee's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Jackson looking it over, launches it. Bridges with the board. Charlotte leading by 4. To the paint, fires it up. In close, Durant gets the bucket.
Nobody better at getting inside and finding good looks. KD rarely forces anything, and he usually gets the best shot available.
To the inside. Here's Kuzma. And just miss after miss right now.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
The Bucks have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Prince outside for Jackson. Tries again. And the layup is good. Jackson's got 6.
Boy, that time saw daylight and took advantage.
Charlotte's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Here's Ball. Misses off the right iron.
You know, it's really surprising that they're up at this point, given that he struggled so mightily.
Back to Lillard. All sorts of time. And the rebound goes to the Hornets.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
And a wide open look for Whitmore. That's good, and it's KD with the assist. Whitmore's got the lead up to 7 now for the Hornets. The Bucks have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust. What an asset to a team. When you've got big men who can knock down free throws, look here at the top centers and power forwards in terms of free throw percentage this season. Miles Bridges 4th.
And a lot of these big men take the confidence they have in the paint straight to the free throw line with them. I mean, that makes them very hard to handle.
It really does. I mean, defenders have to be a little more cautious than they would be ordinarily. Hack one of these fellas, and they'll cash in.
Now, here's Kuzma.
Time and time again, and really delivered at the free throw line. Huge contribution there, guys.
And here's Nurkic following Kyle Kuzma's 3. Knocked loose. Here's Ball. Nurkic setting the pick for Ball. Great D that time from Portis. So for the Hornets, their last game, a win against Detroit. Prince, the pass to Portis. It's hauled in by Kevin Durant. Hornets leading by 4. On the wing, Bridges. Defended by Prince. Drills the three-pointer. KD's got 8 points here in this quarter.
When it comes to catch and shoot situations, Durant as reliable as it gets.
Prince outside. To the middle. Looking for Kuzma. He gets it there. The Hornets pull it in. Nurkic has got his 6th rebound on the night. There's the lob to Bridges. And stolen by Prince. Pass to Jackson. Lillard outside. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. The shot's good on the assist by Prince. Lillard's got 12 in the game.
Tell you what, doesn't matter whether he's on the move or standing still, Leonard is a flat-out laser shooter.
Nurkic setting the pick for Ball. Down low. And Nurkic gets it to go. Nurkic has got his 2nd basket.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Here's Kuzma, and the shot is good.
So far, he's been dominant this period, making the most of his opportunity.
And so it's Charles Lee calling timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Antetokounmpo's checked in for Kyle Kuzma. Green comes in for Taurean Prince. Kevin Porter's checked in for Jackson. And Rollins subbed in for Lillard. Hornets leading by 4. Here's Shed. He has yet to score. And it's Miller in the corner. Off target from outside. Bucks have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the second quarter. Just under 50% shooting. Porter passes to Antetokounmpo. Good, and a nice assist from Porter. And now just a 2-point Hornets lead. For Charlotte, they've gone 8 of 16 from the field in the second quarter. A nice efficient 50%. At the top of the key, Durant. Misses off the left iron. And so it's Porter bringing it up now for Milwaukee. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Brandon Miller.
Playing ferocious inside. Porter Jr. went right after the big dogs.
Milwaukee shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. Free throw good. Porter.
Look, we've seen Kevin Porter Jr. go off for 50 in a game. He's got some serious skills on the offensive end.
That one drops. He ties it up. Charlotte's gone for the three-pointer 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times.
First personal foul. 13 foul.
And it's the Hornets with the ball. On the wing, Miller, guarded by Porter. Lets it go from 11. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. And it's 13 points from Brandon Miller. Giannis outside. Outside, Porter. 6 to shoot. Green with a screen for Porter. Pass to Green. A miss that time. Would have put him up. Charlotte in the lead. Whoops, they pick off the pass.
First personal foul. 13 foul.
Hornets on defense now. Here's Rollins. Over in the corner, Green. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Miller, no luck.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Inside, here's Rollins. And that one goes long.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on a possession.
Hey, it's all about W's for Durant. I mean, he understands that feeding open teammates is how you make that happen.
Now here's Giannis. He's coming off a 37-point game against Indiana.
And he caused major problems with his defense as well. He had 4 steals by the time the game was over.
Porter, no luck. Hornets leading by 4. Pass to Diabate. Great D that time from Portis. The Bucks shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. And here's Porter. Bucks passing it around. Antetokounmpo passes to Portis. And he makes that one. Portis has got 6.
This speaks to how assertive Portis is, and he's skilled at knocking it down off the catch, too.
Here's Shed, covered by Rollins. Miller up on top. Just 5 on the clock. Outside, Walker. Durant with a screen on Green. Walker's shot is off.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. Oh, wasn't that wonderful? Easy to see why Shams has so many sources around the game. He's so easy to talk to.
Yeah, it's all about relationships at the end of the day. When the conversations come easily, that suits his purpose as a reporter.
Now, here's Porter following the shot by Kevin Durant. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Puts one up from 19. A shot by Diabate. No good. And the Bucks, they're shooting the ball at a 43% rate here in the second. Now, Giannis. 12 points for him. Portis inside the three-point line. Tie game in Milwaukee. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Doc, what do you think you'll see from them in the second half?
Well, they're moving the ball. They're just playing to the hot hand, and we got to expect that. So let's not let anyone get hot. That would be nice.
Always the coach's mantra. Thanks, Doc. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
Center court, and get ready for the half-court shot from line. They're thinking about the shot. One more time, a round of applause for our contestant.
Hello, everybody. What time is it? Yep, halftime, but really it's been Dame time with the way Lillard's played so far.
Taking his time on offense has allowed him to get into a rhythm. And his teammate are getting him the ball. So the rhythm, he could do something with it.
Yeah, that's not only putting up the points, but that's putting a great beat to it, Shaq.
All right, guys, let's move on and see the latest injury report from across the league.
Space is harder to come out with Porter Jr. out. Defenses can sync up big and clog up the paint. He's the kind of guy you can definitely feel his absence.
And it creates a ripple effect across the rest of that offense. And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
And we've got